Good morning and welcome back. So, we are into the first technical session of the first day of this conclave, 6th November 2023. It's a very, very interesting session today. The first session is on innovation and technology adoption in chemical industries, MSMEs. In fact, chemical is a inseparable part of our lives, and it is associated with every sphere of our life, whatever we look into. The more important thing is that we need to have innovative ideas and innovative techniques so that the chemicals what we use, the damage they cause is minimum as far as possible, looking into the current state of affairs of the earth. So a lot of scope of innovation lies in this sector, and we have a couple of CRTDHs who are operating in this particular sector. So it will be very interesting to hear from them as well. However, we have a very, very renowned person with us as the keynote speaker. We have with us Dr. Jaimin Vasa. I'm very happy that he has agreed to deliver the keynote address for this particular session. Before inviting him to the stage, I would like to introduce him. Dr. Jaimin Vasa is an experienced chairperson with a demonstrated history of working in the pharmaceutical industry. He completed his Bachelor of Engineering in Chemical Engineering from Dharm Singh Desai Institute of Technology, Nandiyad in 1975, and his PhD in Management from Gujarat Technological University in 2016. He is the chairman and managing director of Vasa Pharmachem Private Limited. Vasa Pharmachem Private Limited was established in the year 1988 and is a part of the diversified Vasa group of companies. Vasa Group has diversified various companies such as Vaishali Agency, Vasa Food and Beverages, and Vasa Wellness. So I would request Dr. Jaimin Vasa to kindly come and deliver his keynote address. Dr. Vasa, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you, madam, for my introduction. First of all, I'm very happy to be over here with you. In fact, we had heard Dr. N. Kalai Silvi, Secretary DSIR and DG CSIR, Ministry of Science and Technology, Mr. Chinmay, Mr. Amit Prashant, Rajat Munna, Director IIT Gandhinagar, Madam Dr. Sujata ji, Amit Prashant, Dr. Vipin Shukla, DSI MOST, Professor Chinmay Gorai, and Mr. Bharat, who was earlier just now. He has left recently. I'm very much thankful to the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research for organizing such a great event like DSIR CRTDH Conclave with wonderful objectives for MSMEs. I'm also very much thankful to the organizers for inviting me to be a part of this event. It has been a privilege to be a part of this event along with all the other distinguished speakers. Today's subject is very important for MSMEs, highlighting the importance of innovation and technology adoption in chemical industries, particularly for MSME sector. Friends, India's chemical industry has been a global performer in demand growth over the last decade. Chemical sector, as we all know, is increasingly dominant role for both consumption and manufacturing in the global arena. Over recent years, changing geopolitical scenarios have led to many countries focusing on domestic self-sufficiency and localized supply chains. The fastest growing global demand center for chemicals domestic consumption in India is set to grow at around 9 to 10% CAGR in the coming years. Now, this sector is projected to grow 11 to 12 percentage during 2023 to 2027, and by 7 to 10 percentage during 2027 to 2040, tripling this global market share by 2040. India is expected to account for more than 20% of incremental global consumptions of chemicals over the next 2 decades. Friends, our domestic demand is expected to rise from 170 US billion dollar to 185 US billion dollar in 2023 to around 850 US billion dollar in 2030 to around 1000 US billion dollar by 2040. This exceptional growth has been fueled by consistent revenue expansion, increasing margins, and rise in the multiples. India's current trade deficit at 9 million US dollar to 10 billion dollars is expected to increase to around 40 billion US dollar to around 42 by 2040. Now, this also gives an idea that India's net exports are expected to rise by around 10 times from about 2 US billion dollar in around 2023 to around 21 US billion dollar by 2040. Now, why this happens? So, while it is very clear that Indian chemical sector is geared up for robust growth, its manufacturing competitiveness is less clear. Benchmarking the sector against the six global chemical cluster, that is China, Germany, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and Vietnam, across 24 variables, shows that though India is more or equally competitive on most counts, other countries have some more competitive edge over India in few crucial respects. We will see that why. Everybody will think when India is going the expressional goal, why this ratio is there, change. Let us see that to talk about Gujarat. Gujarat has solidified its position as a global chemical hub for the manufacturing of chemicals and petrochemicals. Now, Gujarat accounts for a staggering of 62% of India's petrochemical production and 32% of other chemical production and an impressive 40% of chemical exports, both organic and inorganic. Dyes, dye manufacturing, dyes intermediate, and textile are the core chemical industries in India and mostly located in Gujarat. It is also the second highest export segment in the chemical industry and shares about 77% in the global market. Nearly 80% of the total dyes production capacity in India is in the state of Gujarat due to the availability of key raw materials and dominance of textile industry in the regions. So approximately 70% of the dye products from Gujarat are being exported to the different countries in the world. So Gujarat's integrated petrochemicals complex is world class. Ports and well connected transportation network have facilitated efficient logistics and enhanced the competitiveness of chemical manufacturers. With the dominant and also the position in petrochemical production, chemicals manufacturing, and chemical exports in Gujarat is at the forefront of driving India towards becoming $5 trillion economy. Dear friends, the chemical industries comprise large and medium-sized domestic players, as recently talked by Madam Sujata about the particularly key requirement or key dominant are the MSME, which are backbones. The global MNCs and the large numbers of MSME units, including the informal sector, with substantial overlapping between the two, the estimated share of the unorganized sector is relatively high in certain chemical segments like API industries, dyes and pigments, flavors and fragrances, agrochemicals, and certain niche specialty chemicals. Further, the MSME and informal players are having presence in other chemical segments also, like construction chemicals, food chemicals, etc. India used to score about 60% of the total imported API in intermediates from the single country. Believe me, what is making Indian pharma industries vulnerable at this juncture is the lack of adequate production of APIs and intermediates within India. More importantly, even for those APIs produced in India, in many cases, the entire requirement in intermediates is again imported from China. There is no basic manufacturing over here. Therefore, it is very important to reduce India's import dependence on APIs through innovation and R&D and by using advanced technology. The pharma industry is a knowledge driven sector and hence thrust on research and development and innovation is a fundamental requirement of for the growth. Government proposal to establish separate API park did not make economic sense to MSMEs. This proposal makes a business sense only when they are able to achieve price advantage over Chinese firms. As government schemes to revive the API sector so far did not include the technology component, only technology now might mean that only technology support can help them in gaining the price competence and that can make the API separate part physically workable. China's growth in fundamental and fermentation based APIs and intermediates was primarily on account of development of cost effective production technologies. That is their fundamental because I did my MSME in 2016 on the subject, a comparative study of SMEs in India and China on a selected sector, and my sector selection was chemical, pharma, and textile. And where I worked very hard to find out why China is strong and why, how can we become more competitive. I did that PhD only on the reason that my company was facing a lot of difficulties. It was a matter of our survival. The cost of production was the cost of available from China, the same material. So I virtually thought that there should be some reason other than the economy of scale by which we can at least develop and at least become competitive along with China. And let me tell you, we did, I and on request of our the then Chief Minister and the Prime Minister, I compiled a book called Competitive Strategies for Indian SMEs, Lessons from China. And that will give you, anybody will give you a very good insight how we can make our industry. And particularly there my major focus was R&D, technology upgradation, and also how to use our technology on our lower manufacturing availability. So, friend, this is, as I said, that like Chinese firms use cheaper raw materials like cauliflower for fermentation, while producers in India still use glucose and lactose as raw materials using submerged fermentation technology, not an advanced technology. This technology also requires bioreactors, which are costly machinery for fermentation. So, as a cheaper imports are available, the private sectors naturally in India does not have the compulsion to invest in R&D for the development of these technologies. Chemical industries in MSME sector are facing even more various challenges related to environmental pollution, waste management, and sustainable practices. The public sector university, research institute like us, and enterprise should endeavor where the private sector is not forthcoming. We have already cases of public sector institutions coming up with the cost effective technologies. As Madam said, that we should have ultimately whatever the research, whatever the innovation is we are doing, it should really reach to the stakeholders at a very competitive way and competitive price. Then and then we can charge our MSME to become more and more globally competitive. Friends, chemical industry need to invest heavily in research and development to develop new products, improve existing processes, and enhance the sustainability. Ambitions of chemical sector to grow faster have accelerated for adoption. Innovation is no more a choice, but it is a must now. Today, SMEs in chemical sector really want to understand what global based practices are and want to compete with the global enterprise. They aspire to be known as global enterprise. I have already enlightened the importance of innovation and R&D in chemical industry in my recent book, A New Decade Ahead of Chemical Industries in India. I will request my colleague, Mr. Mayank Bhai, to hand over the book to Madam Sujata, which should be available in our library also. Innovation is important for the success of chemical company and for building a long-term competitive edge, especially when times are tough. It is essential to know where you are now and where you want to be in the future. Chemical businesses may plan or build a long term value by looking at the wider picture, even while fighting fires. Innovation should not be about how much money is spent on R&D, but how it is used effectively and efficiently. Although in implementing Industry 4.0 offers many advantages, there are also many difficulties and restrictions, resources and mentorship requirements which we should give, IITs should give, cyber security concerns, physical features of manufacturing processes, and software interface standards are the four basic categories into which Industry 4.0 technology implementation obstacles may be separated. Now, what is innovation? Innovation should be seen from a wider viewpoint since it is not only limited to product advances, it is believed that innovation still has a great deal of untapped potential. The changing customer expectation and the need to reach out them in any efficient way have fueled the need of automate, innovate, and adopt to technologies. In order to keep up with the need, MSMEs in chemical sectors are trying to be ahead of the curve and not just a laggard. The latest trends in chemical manufacturing technology, which is very important to understand, are, as rightly said our earlier speakers and experts, transferring the industry, enabling to manufacture and to improve efficiency, reduce waste, and enhance product quality. Let's have a look at some of the most important new cutting edge technologies, and by adopting these new technologies, chemical manufacturers can also promote sustainability, enhance safety and security, and improve supply chain transparency and accountability. Now, this Internet of Things, which we discuss, can also be used to optimize the production processes by collecting the data on factors such as temperature, pressure, and flow rates. Manufacturers can identify the areas where the production process can be involved and improved. This can help increase efficiency and reduce cost. This is very important today. Data analytics can also be used to improve product quality and control. And by collecting data on product quality, manufacturers can identify issues and take corrective actions in real time. This can help reduce waste, improve customer satisfaction, and increase the profitability, which is very important requirement for any industries. Now, advanced manufacturing is also playing an increasingly important role in chemical manufacturing as it allows the manufacturers to produce product faster, more efficiently, and with higher precision. Advanced manufacturing refers to the use of cutting edge technologies such as automation, robotics, and additive manufacturing to improve production processes. Cloud computing and nanotechnology are very important requirement for any manufacturing industries now is as a latest trend. Now artificial intelligence, as we already people talk about artificial intelligence, now how it is important for chemical industries in agriculture has resulted in a reduced usage of pesticide resulting in less pollution of the environment. Second, accurate identification of soil health and nutrient deficiency. And C, the intelligent spraying of crop protection chemicals to reduce wastages. And last but not the least, prediction of toxicity of pesticides and discovery research. All these are contributing to achieving sustainable development of goals and will have a significant impact in the coming years. Recently, what we talk about blockchain technology is a decentralized digital ledger system that can securely and transparently record transactions and data, which is absolutely important for MSMEs nowadays. Blockchain technology has the potential to transform the chemical industry by enhancing the transparency, traceability, efficiency, security, and waste management and contribute to a sustainability in various processes. With the help of blockchain, each chemical product can be assigned a unique digital code that includes information about its composition, origin, and manufacturing processes. This will help to trace the product throughout its life cycle and also help in verifying the authenticity of the chemicals, preventing fake products from entering into the market and ensuring the compliance with quality standards, which is very important in pharmaceutical industry particularly today. Chemical industry can also benefit from using blockchain to improve waste management and recycling. By recording the disposal and treatment of hazardous waste on the blockchain, industries can assure a correct handling of the process and reduce environmental hazards. Similarly, blockchain technology can also help in protecting intellectual property rights and can play a very vital role in improving energy consumption and promoting the renewable energy sources within the chemical industry. Also, chemical industries are significant contributors to the greenhouse gas emissions. Blockchain technology can also help in tracking the carbon emissions throughout the process, that is from raw materials to finished goods and supply chain. Now, what is green chemistry for chemical industry is particularly now very important, which I think you people, IIT GN is working hard for this, important in chemical manufacturing where the production and chemicals can have a significant impact on the environmental and human health. This is really required for now onwards for chemical manufacturing and if we want to be ahead in world for chemical manufacturing and processes. By adopting the principle of green chemistry in chemical manufacturing, companies can reduce the waste and emissions, conserve resources, and create safer products. Chemistry has the potential to transform chemical manufacturing by making it more sustainable, efficient, and safe. And by adopting the principles of green chemistry, companies can reduce their environmental impact, improve worker safety, and also create a products that are better for human health and the environment. The products manufactured from the green chemistry naturally are called the green chemicals. Now, green chemicals are made up of plant and animal waste or renewable resources which are environmentally friendly. The growing environment concerns due to the excessive use of fossil fuels and the scarcity of the conventional resources are increasing the demand for biodiesel and bioethanol as an alternative fuels in the market. Moreover, the initiative by various governments worldwide are supporting and promoting the use of green chemicals to reduce global warming and carbon emissions. And governments are supporting the concept of green chemicals and green chemistry by creating the regulatory frameworks and taking steps to promote the use of green and environmental friendly products and processes. Now, this topic I know that will be discussed in detail in various other technical sessions today, subsequently. Now, the role of energy in the chemical enterprise is also, of course, complicated. One aspect includes every step of a chemical processes at the industrial level that requires an energy input either for essential or a operational performance. The other aspect includes the fact that the chemistry creates the materials and systems needed to generate, store, and transport this energy required by the economy of our society. Dear friends, in order to achieve all these goals, fundamental R&D needed on a several important area. The design of chemical transformation that minimize energy input has long been recognized as an important goal for primarily economic reason and needs to continue likewise with a tremendously energy effective and intensive area of separations. Gujarat is the home of number of chemical based micro, small and medium enterprises. However, there is no institutional mechanism for industries to interact with academic institutions for research and technology development. I'm happy to state that in order to provide technological solution to mentor small and medium enterprises and startups alongside facilitating the incubation of startups, the establishment of common research and technology development hub sponsored by the DSIR and Indian Institute of Technology Gandhinagar, uh, that has is one of the essential and important initiatives for chemical industries in MSME sector. The primary objective is to nurture and promote these innovations into the stakeholders, that is in MSMEs, and provide them R&D support or a knowledge-based support in the area of new materials and chemical processes to make their product competitive and globally competitive, which is most essential for SMEs in a chemical industry for this growth and sustainability. Today, the major problem with any chemical industry in MSME is growth and sustainability. Survival, if once they survive, but there is no growth. So the institutes like IIT, GN, DSIR should work jointly along with the industry associations and the stakeholders to make sure we can make some of the organization. And we have to identify the companies and organization, how to make them. See, in general, people will not come out. We have to discuss with them. So Gujarat, about 1,000, I think I was told yesterday, around 37 dyestuff GDMA manufacturers have come over. We have 1,000 dyestuff units, and these units are performing very badly in terms of waste generation and its treatment. They are just pulling on. The environmental issue is also preventing manufacture to produce raw materials and raw products as per the market demands, and they are scared to expand of existing production. The dye effluent contains very high COD and TDS. We all know the release of untreated wastewater poses a threat to the environmental and social causes also, serious problems to groundwater and surface water. In addition, it is also the water intensive industry. So MSMEs are using age-old manufacturing processes without any effort to most of the बात करो improve the waste water uses in the process. As water is one of the major problems in the change climatic condition, reduction in processed water, we should find out that process will benefit the industry and society, particularly environmental point of view. On also any improvement in manufacturing processes, reduction in water waste usage and waste generation will be a great contribution to our environment and to the society. To mitigate affluence related problems and help the industry, members in the region, DSIR has set up a common research and technology development hub at IIT Gandhinagar in area of chemical processes with the objective to develop and customize R&D requirements of a different dye industries, mainly for MSMEs for both waste and minimization and waste treatment. So, lastly, I'm also happy to note that IIT Gandhinagar has started engaging dyes and pigment industries in the nearby clusters and fulfill their technical and R&D needs for managing the dyes effluent, including the testing requirements. IIT Gandhinagar offer MSMEs to develop their innovations for improving their processes or effluent treatment through technical support from the researchers at IIT GN. It is great relief to the MSMEs. IIT Gandhinagar is also helping MSMEs if they face any issue to develop the solutions in dye manufacturing and the process development. I personally request all MSMEs in chemical, pharma, and dyes industry to take the best use of the facilities available at IIT and I am also request the IIT and other IITs and the researchers to identify the products which we want to manufacture as a part of the import substitution and let us have work in our R&D so that we can ready with the technology and we can offer this technology to MSME at a very competitive rates to make sure that we create the import substitute raw materials, which is a Make in India dream of our Honorable Prime Minister. Finally, I am very much thankful to the authorities of IIT Gandhinagar, DSIR, and CRTDH for such an important and valuable event jointly with DSIR with a relevant topic which is very important for MSMEs in chemical sector. Thank you very much.